First Florida, now New York. New York got hit with non-stop torrential rain. The rain came down hard and it flooded quickly. So we got hit with rain too, and it didn't rain a lot, but it was nowhere near as bad as what New York received, as you can see in the picture. I have a video that I'm going to show you, and I'll be right back with the rest of my commentary. Okay. So New York got slammed with rain, the New York City. So they said, because we got hit with rain where I am, but, and we were under a flash flood watch, but it never got to this point, like you see in the picture. So they said it was nonstop. There was some damage to buildings and severe flooding. Torrential downpours wreaked havoc on the Big Apple over the weekend as nearly nonstop flooded city streets, and it caused a wall of a residential building to collapse in the Bronx. Drivers got trapped in the middle of the road, as waters started rising, and they were forced to evacuate. Mm-mm-mm. So they had flood advisories issued for parts of the city located in low-lying parts with poor drainage. And Sunday, they said they got nearly 5 inches of rain around Central Park. And this happened over a 60-hour period. All of this rain. Man, I haven't seen New York look this bad in a long time. Okay, so the wall on this building collapsed, and this happened in the Bronx. So the entire building was forced to evacuate by FDNY. Residents in multiple buildings on Ryder Street, right next to Valentine Avenue, were also evacuated. As a precaution, the department officials said. Staffers with the Department of Buildings were on the scene to evacuate the safety of the buildings, according to FDNY. So, Mayor Eric Adams also went out to observe the conditions out there and the building and everything. Mm-mm-mm. So, intense rainfall across New York City caused hazardous conditions for drivers and people living in basement apartments across the Big Apple. Flooding on 65th Street in Central Park in New York. And wow. And I do have another picture of the building collapse in the Bronx. Let's see if I can pull that up. This really is not too unusual because many of these buildings in New York are pretty old. It really depends on, especially in the Bronx. Yeah, a lot of those buildings are pretty old. So the awful weather conditions were very punishing, not only to this building and conditions outside. And they said they had to rescue stranded drivers that were out there in Queens. Around 8 p.m., first responders helped travelers whose cars were trapped and in the middle of the flood, and these folks were on Cross Island Parkway and they had to be rescued by the fire department. So I'm not surprised about that. You can best believe when it rains like this, especially if it catches you off guard, it will happen. You know, many years ago, I almost got caught up in a flood, a very badly flooded road, but I was able to make it out. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in New York and you were caught up in all this rain, or you at least saw how bad it was, drop me a line in the comment section. I would love to hear about your experience. So they said there were some washed out roads and highways in different parts of the city. Um, and some people were out trying to buy the sump pumps, because it was flooding in their houses. So yeah, so various parts of the Big Apple highways were also closed due to the flooding, and a train service in part of the Upper Manhattan area had to be suspended. This is according to city officials. LaGuardia Airport tallied nearly 6 inches of rain over the last 60 hours, as Central Park did as well. And they said the storm ended sometime Monday, so early Monday, according to AccuWeather. Other parts of the city have been hit between 3 to 6 inches of rainfall. The New York Emergency Notification System warned residents that life-threatening flooding could affect the city dwellers who live in basement apartments. Told people prepare now and get to higher ground if they need to. All right. And that was a warning from the emergency management in New York City. Now, the last time they had heavy floods in the city, 13 people died, and that was in 2021. Of those fatalities, 11 were residents that lived in basement apartments who were trapped in their homes and drowned. Oh, that's terrible. So, various highways in New Jersey and New York suburbs were also closed due to the storm. A lot of flooding on roads. And these are areas that are in New Jersey, but very close to New York. The New York State Police advised in a tweet that parts of New York in both directions from Springbrook Parkway northbound were shut down due to flooding in Westchester County. So they said the rain tapered off around 4 a.m. in the city. So, wow. Mm, 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 mm. And a lot of this is due to poor drainage problems. A lot of cities tend to be that way. And that's why when they do get these heavy showers, the flood water accumulates pretty fast because the draining system just don't keep up. So, y'all, please tell me what you think. I hope everybody is okay up in New York. I hope there are no fatalities like it was in 2021. But I remember just 3 weeks ago, Florida got hit with 25 inches of rain all at once. I mean, it seems like when these storms come, woo, they come. I tell you what, just the storms alone makes me fear the Heavenly Father, for real. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.